Hello everyone, this is Chewy from Wicked Gaming, and the Doom 4 multiplayer closed beta is out now, and I'm running around in the depths of hell having way too much fun. It's trying to be like the old Doom games, though the campaign is not out. The multiplayer is capturing the old high-speed chaotic combat that arena shooters were famous for. With the modding community already working on the Unreal Tournament game in the Unreal 4 engine, I get the feeling that people are starting to get a little bit tired of hardcore survival games and gritty realistic war games, and are very interested in something that's very fast-paced, chaotic and simple fun. This really feels like the classic Doom 3 multiplayer mode, and the Unreal Tournament gameplay with the double jump that I felt that the recent reboot desperately needs. A very smooth movement system coupled with a great verticality in all the maps and no reload of any of the weapons makes it for an energetic experience. Despite the lack of reloading though, I still find myself taking cover and hitting R quite frequently. Old habits die hard, I guess. In the closed beta right now there are two game modes. You have your classic team deathmatch, which if you're watching this video you're probably pretty familiar with. Run around and kill people who have the gall of having a different coloured name to you. And the other is Warpath, which is basically King of the Hill, where you have to capture and hold a moving control point. There will be others on the full release, but that's just what's in beta right now. As for weapons, the full game will have the standard host of Doom gun craziness, but at the moment there only are a few in the beta, such as the heavy assault rifle, the plasma rifle, and the super shotgun, which at the moment is my personal favourite. This is very unusual for me since I normally don't like using shotguns at all, but this one is very different with its very widespread. There are some pickup weapons such as the Gauss cannon, which is a one-shot kill. All the weapons, other than the Gauss cannon, use the same generic ammo packs which are found all over the map, and they have a primary and secondary ability which are accessed with the left and right mouse buttons. There's one equipment slot per loadout. I'll talk a bit more about loadouts later, but this is for a throw-in item. There are two grenades. One's the HE grenade, which I'm pretty sure you're familiar with. It goes boom. The second one is called a siphon grenade, which takes health away from your victim and gives it back to yourself. The other throw-in weapon is the teleporter. It's a very strategic tool to help you take advantage of the complexity of the map, and I see great uses for it, especially in competition for setting traps in the chaos. As I mentioned briefly, there is a loadout system which reminds me a lot of the system that was in Titanfall. You have 6 loadouts, 3 of them are preset and locked, and the other 3 are customizable, though they need to be unlocked. In here you can choose any 2 of the weapons in any combination, and 1 piece of equipment, and a demon. Yes, I said demon. Every couple of minutes there's a demon pickup that drops. A little like a hero drop in Battlefront, this causes you to change into a demon that you chose in your loadout. In the beta we've only given us one option, which is the Revenant. No, it's not a giant bear. It's a creature from hell with 2 mounted shoulder rockets, or shoulder mounted rockets if you like, with a hover ability that can pretty much be called flying, though it does eventually run out of juice. The demons are very powerful killing machines with loads of hit points. It is worth trying to bring them down though, rather than waiting for the timer to run out, because if you do kill them, the token does not vanish. It drops and you can pick it up and continue the carnage. This is where a good part of the strategy comes in. If you know when the demon unit is about to spawn, it helps if you can hold the room to make sure your team gets it. This also goes for other power-ups such as the Gauss cannon and the quad damage. Speaking of maps, there are 2 different maps in the beta at the moment. There is Inferno, which is set in the pits of hell, and Heatwave, an industrial melting pot. Both maps have a different feel, but are still well balanced with a heavy close quarters combat and lots of verticality requiring you to keep your head on a swivel. Navigating the map with the movement systems that are in play is very smooth and intuitive. The double jump that I felt that the style of gameplay has been begging for makes a huge difference, and the ability to pull yourself up onto ledges quickly and smoothly leaves you immersed in the action. As with all arena shooters, the pickups in this game are an essential part of the gameplay, giving everything from armor to damage boosts to health, which is very important because in this game, unlike a lot of modern games, there is no health regeneration. As an unlocked chance at the end of combat, you will receive hack modules which can be equipped between matches. Once you use them, they work for a limited time and will give you an advantage depending on the module you use. This could be anything from the armor module, which gives you more armor when you respawn, to one that lets you see how long it will be until the demon pickups respawns. Very strategically useful. As with a lot of shooters today, Doom has a character and weapons customization system. If you are one of those types of players who like to muck around with the cosmetics of the character and and make them have garish colors, this is great for you. Though at this point you can only use the preset patterns. You can't go hell for leather with a can of spray paint, no pun intended. There is a melee attack, but sadly no chainsaw as of yet, though this being Doom, you know it will be. But there is something called a glory kill. Once an opponent gets on low enough health, they'll get a yellow glow around them. When you see this, you can melee them and it'll trigger an attack sequence which looks epic. This also happens fast enough though that you don't get a great disadvantage or remove you from the fluidity of the combat. All of this combined with the snapback tool, which is a level editor, means that there should be a large amounts of gameplay for a long period of time, as well as replayability once the game is released. I will try to release another video at the end of the beta and give you my thoughts on whether or not the game is good, but until then, like, favorite and subscribe, and I'll see you when I do. Later guys.